It's almost a full moon. Not quite though. It's all super early, of course, because that's how I do it. I was laying there in that little camp having creepy ass nightmares. Well, my version of nightmares. And that place was too filled with people for my taste. I made the mistake of camping near a shelter. When I got there was like 5 people, but you know, within a couple of hours there was, I don't know, there was way too many. Way too many. And yeah, I try to be sociable, but I'm awkward, to say the least. So I went and pretty much hid in my tent until I fell asleep. So since I went to sleep all uber early, I woke up all uber early. I was probably up at like 2 a.m. I've been on the trail for a while, but it's almost a full moon, so everything's kind of lit. I only have my headlamp on just for, you know, the little stones that'll trip me up. I can actually see the trail for quite a ways. Everything's got a nice eerie glow to it. So I pushed myself really hard over the past few days. Did a 20, and then I think yesterday was like a 13 or so. I don't know, I didn't actually count. I did open my book last night and look through it though, finally. You know, so I kind of know where I'm headed. I need to start calculating how much food to actually carry. I've been carrying way too much. I like to have a food security blanket, you know, just in case shit goes wrong and I need to chill out for a day or two. But I'm carrying, you know, like, I don't know, I probably have 15 pounds of food on me right now. And that's a little bit overboard. So I'm going to plan out my next things. I got 3 days that I need to supply for when I get into town. And then after that, I hit the Smoky Mountains, which they sound kind of intimidating. I don't know much about them. You know, I hear about them in song and folklore and shit. But, you know, what does that tell you about it? I'm assuming just big mountains, hopefully not covered in snow. Night hiking by full moon is sweet. I'm going to turn off my headlamp and see if anything changes. Oh, it's actually way better. It's some beautiful shit. Too bad you guys can't see anything, huh? You're totally missing out. I'm ridge running right now. I'm on this tiny little ridge in between 2 mountains. It's all steep on either side. It looks like it's burnt. I'm pretty sure it is. It's hard to tell at night. Are trees blackened because it's night, or are they blackened because they were on fire? I'm going with on fire. I don't see any leaves. So yeah, just cruise into town today. I don't think I only got 7 or 8 miles. Get me some breakfast. I'm thinking about staying overnight because I've been pushing myself too hard. Get my shower in. Need to clean up my feet. My feet look disgusting, like zombie feet, I swear. I had no idea I would get this filthy. I knew I'd get dirty, but like, ew. It's not even the smelly kind of dirty. It's just, you know, visually repulsive. But I got a wound on my foot I got to take care of. Got to keep it clean. It seems to be healing, but I don't know. I haven't actually looked at it in well over a day. Throw a good Band-Aid on there. It happens to be sticking, so I ain't messing with it, you know. Close it down. Take care of that shit when I get there. This night hiking by full moon is the shit. Just enough light to see by. But it has this whole just, I don't know, creepy yet surreal atmosphere about it. If I only had a little fog going on, it would make the scene. Motherfucker. I keep hearing shit. But see, the thing is, I know on either side of me it is so steep that nothing's really living on it or climbing around on it. It would make way too much noise. My imagination always gets the better of me. But yet it doesn't stop me from coming out. Kind of like being afraid a little bit. Doubt any of this is picking up on the camera, but man. I'm on this super steep ridge connecting 2 mountains. I can see the city lights below me. well, maybe not a city. I don't know, in video game terms, it would definitely be a town. I don't think it's big enough to be a city. I really don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping for tobacco products, some food, and a shower. Well, I gotta change up the way I'm doing stuff. I need to see how long I can stay out. I think the longest I've stayed out is what, maybe 3 or 4 days before I went back into town. Really need to work on that. I guess I kind of have to. Smoky Mountains, I think, is like 7 days. So there we go. That should break me in. Looking forward to that. Pretty sure you can't see it, but I've been walking on this kind of crap all day where I've got like 3 foot of flatness, and then down on this side there is pretty much certain death. I've actually been afraid to whip out my phone for the past few hours because I've been walking on this, because if I drop it, it's gone. There's no way I'm getting it back out of that. I can't climb out of that. But really, there's nothing to film. My headlamp is not bright enough to capture all this stuff. I've been walking now for like, shit, 3 or 4 hours in the dark on some scary ass ridges that I think actually if I did them during the day, they'd be more intimidating because I could actually see how scary they were. But it's literally like 3 foot of flat ground, well, flat ground full of rocks and roots, and then certain death on both sides. Kind of exciting to do in the dark, but it'd probably be exciting to do during the daylight as well. But I would know. I just did like, I don't know, 6-7 miles in the dark. Not quite in the dark, it's a full moon, so it's pretty badass. But I believe this is the NOC behind me. I'm just here a little early, so there's no lights on inside or anything, but I'll hang out and wait. This place has what I want. I know it. I like that it's like literally right off the trail. Like I just got off like right there, and bam, don't even have to leave. How convenient is that? So the cafe or restaurant let me in early. Pretty damn cool. Like they literally like opened the door, let me in, gave me a hot cup of coffee right off the bat because somebody had already been brewing it. Sweet view. I got myself a little riverside view. Everybody's been all super friendly in here, being all nice and whatnot. And the kitchen's not open, but I'm gonna hang out and wait and eat my fill. Good time so far. Of course, they don't sell tobacco products over where I was. So up a mile up the road, and when I say up the road, I literally mean up the road. Like, smoking can kill you. Going to get them totally can. I got another mile of this. I did, 1 mile here. Of course, it's 1 mile back. Just to get some damn cigars. Who heard of towns that don't sell tobacco? Whatever. But I haven't had one since yesterday, so I totally had to feed my need. Addictions are a bitch, aren't they? Started off my day at the River's End restaurant right over there. Really nice place. Got in super early. They opened up the doors and let me in. The fastest cup of coffee I've ever had. Literally, when I walked in, they had a cup of coffee all extended for me to just grab on my walk on by. Everybody came by and chatted me up individually. We all had little talks. It was really nice. Had a good breakfast. Walked 2 miles to go get a cigar. It's a long ways to go get a cigar. And twice now I've been complimented on my hair. Look at this rat's nest. But 2 people so far have been like, wow, really nice hair. But I think they're kidding. I think they must be joking because I hadn't seen what I look like other than in video in, 3 or 4 days. But it's kind of weird. I don't get compliments on my hair in the real world. But out here, I guess this passes for good. Who knew? So I'm waiting right now to see if they got any cabins available. I wouldn't mind kicking it and taking care of my feet today. But if they don't have any available, I'm just going to keep on walking. Wash my feet in the river down there or something. Hope nobody minds. I think it's all finally starting to sink in. I'm getting kind of, I don't know, nervous. More than nervous. A little terrified. Something about Smoky Mountains. The name even kind of freaks me out a little bit. Got to learn how to plan a little bit. I'm trying with this one, but it turns out I'm a food whore. I have way too much food. I don't know what I'm doing. I got stupid shit. I'm gonna give away so much in the hiker box tonight. Just dumb amounts of stuff. Like I'm afraid to go without food. Man, I can't quite show it all to you. Lord knows what'll show up on there. But that's what I'm going to take with me, I think. Maybe a little less. But there's this entire box of crap that I've been carrying with me the entire time. I don't know if that showed up, but that's a huge box of crap. And the Smoky Mountains, they're no joke. You know, that's 7 days out there by myself, or around other people. It's not like it's by myself, but 7 days that I gotta stay out there. My record right now, I think, is like 3.5. So I am kind of scared. It's starting to get real. I gotta learn how to ration out the food. I'm reading the map now. I did open the book last night, so at least I'm learning. I'm rooming with Sweetheart. Yeah, Sweetheart's his name. How do I forget that? Yeah. So yeah, kind of weird. I got 3 dudes in a small bedroom. Like the place is really small. He's wearing his rain stuff because he's doing laundry. Oh, thank you, sir.
This one is broken. You have to drink it quick.
Still broken. That's like mostly empty.
Yeah, just.
You got a better one than this empty one? He just gave me free beer though, so you can't knock
16 ml.
What was that?
16 or something.
You have 16 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so he has 16 beers. You act like you got them for free. You're kind of excited.
No.
So anyway, I got to prepare.
It was
Gotta learn.
per beer.
And face this challenge ahead of me. You know, it ain't going to break me or anything, but I am kind of intimidated by the whole thing. More than intimidated.
You will do great.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I do. But, you know, still, you know, I know enough to know that I don't know what I'm doing yet. I still have way more to learn than I even know that I need to learn. It's becoming real. I'm only 2 weeks in, 137 miles right now. That's nothing. That's a little drop in the bucket of what I need to do. And I hear what I did was actually pretty hard in comparison to some of the places. There are, of course, harder. But, you know, people say that it gets a little easier after here, mainly because I get stronger. I don't really have my trail legs yet. They're getting there, but I got certain spots on me that are still kind of humid and soft, so gotta wait to toughen up in areas. Kind of scared. This is real. 6 months of this. Just one foot in front of the other. That's what I keep telling myself. You know, I'm still having a great time doing it, but I don't know, it gives me butterflies to think about it. And how do you not think about it when you're doing it? The stupidest stuff goes through your mind. Just walking there, watching your feet move and forgetting that you're out there. You get into this rhythm where you stop noticing reality and you're just playing around inside of your head. The weird stuff triggers weird memories. I remember commercials from the early 80s. They're in there. Things people said, situations, all sorts of stuff is still in there. It's random. It's so random. I don't know what everybody else thinks about why they're out there, but anything's up for grabs. And then you come back to and, you know, reality kicks in and I'm in the middle of fucking woods. I'm in the middle of the woods and I'm not even sure where I'm at. You know, am I even on the right path? You know, until I see a white blaze, I panic a little bit. Last night there was a few scary places where I wasn't even sure if I was on the trail because the trail got all weird and was made out of rock and at steep angles where I actually had like, you know, sit down and slide a little bit to get down them. These great ridges between the mountains where it was like this so steep on both sides. There was like 3 feet of kind of level path, and then just steep angles at the side that are almost certain death. It was really fucking cool. I even tripped a little bit once, and it scared me a little bit. There's a lot of, you know, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. I'm so glad I'm here, but I am scared. What have I gotten myself into? 6 months. I've only been here 2 little weeks.
You will rock it.
I sure will, man. I'm going to kick this thing's ass. But at the same time, it's going to kick my ass too. but I got this. You know me. He's a good guy. You know, I do like Sweetheart. He's a cool cat. He just walks a little close to me. It just, you know, he's kind of a close talker. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're a close talker. You like to hang out and talk to me when I'm on the trail.
I love
You've hung out the closest. It freaks me out sometimes, but you know that's your nature. I try to put up with it, but sometimes you slow my roll in my head. You know, I talk out loud and I say weird things and I forget people are behind me, so I try to suppress. I don't have the freedom to be as weird as I want to be. Be glad I don't show that.
Do whatever you like. I travel too much in my life to care about that one.
Well, I know you're fast. You speed up. You're way faster than I am. Although I'm ditching a bunch of food, I'll be able to keep up with you eventually. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm gonna stay overnight in this place. It's a tiny little. It's not a hostel, and we have our own room, but there's 3 dudes, so I'm gonna be sleeping on my air mattress on the floor because there's only 2 beds. A communal shower, which is kind of gross, but I got there first, so my hair is all in the drain. Like I lost a bajillion hairs. Tomorrow, head out all early. Oh, I gotta go get a permit to be in the Smoky Mountains. I gotta go like pay to walk. Who came up with that concept? Taxing my feet. And I got invited to. Somebody just randomly texted me and invited me to pizza and beer down there. Some dude named Chad. I'm not even sure who that is because I'm really bad with names. But evidently I gave him my number and there's pizza and beer down there, but there's also beer up here. But I gotta go down there anyway, so I might as well say hi. Now I'm just rambling later. Okay, so you guys see this is the epitome of hiker trash right here. In a restaurant wearing his rain gear because he's doing his laundry with no shame whatsoever. I applaud you, sir. I applaud you. I believe today is day 15. I'm not quite sure. I'm already losing track of time pretty badly. Doesn't seem like it's been just 2 weeks. Feels like a lot longer. I'm leaving the NOC, which is a pretty nice little place. Stayed there last night. And now, you know, it's early morning, so I'm leaving again. Because that's kind of how I roll. Don't want to do any zeros if I don't have to. So yesterday I only did like 6 or 7. Which isn't a whole lot, but it was a bitchin' hike doing it in the dark. Today I'm probably only doing about 10 because it is all uphill. At least 7 miles uphill. So don't really know how far I'm gonna make it, but you know, I'll push it till I can. I actually have a piece of the map in my pocket, so you know, I'm learning. So I'll know where to go, where to stop, if I actually bother looking at it. Which I probably won't, but at least it's there if I need it. Getting intimidated by the Smoky Mountains. It's gonna be the first time I've ever been out for a solid week without hope of a town. Oh, maybe there's one in between. One of the guys I was talking to last night was talking about mailing packages. Standing berries that would be in the middle. So maybe it's not a solid week out there by myself. Well, when I say by myself, I mean with shit tons of others. Oh, met a lot of great people on this trip so far. Interesting community. Most of us who have made it this far are pretty badass because a good chunk of the people who have attempted to do the through hike have already dropped out. We're on 137 miles in, and already a lot of people have dropped out. 137 miles is absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of this. Just wish I wasn't so intimidated by those stupid mountains. But I guess it'll make it feel all the more rewarding when I beat them. Smoky Mountains, here I come. Sitting here on a ridge between 2 mountains. Probably only about 2 or 3 miles into it, the sun's come up, and I'm looking back on the mountains that I've already climbed. And then I got a view of the ones ahead of me. Just kicking back here, drinking my morning cup of coffee, because it just looked like a pretty chill place. Today's off to an odd start already. There's a lot of weird shit going on in my mind. Trying to psych myself up. So I figured I'd just calm down, sit down, make a cup of joe, I remember how bad life sucked while I was at work. I know that nothing up here can get as bad as that. Nothing. It's all just a mental game. Put one foot in front of the other. But the shit that goes through your mind. That's why I'm out here. Dig around in there, see what I can stir up. What a beautiful morning. The social dynamics out here are really interesting to me. I've always been a loner, never really wanted to be around people, but out here it's a little different. You kind of crave a little company here and there. But not while I'm walking. And when I get into what I keep calling a town, because that's my video game mind thinking, any little place where a bunch of people stop in my mind is a town. But when I get to a shelter or a campsite, quite often too many people show up and it intimidates me and I hide. Don't want to be around that many people. Yesterday was pretty cool. No less than 5 pretty girls came up and talked to me. That was pretty nice. One bought me a cup of coffee. That was pretty sweet. Got random text from, evidently I gave my number out to somebody and I got a random text saying, hey, we're drinking beers and eating pizza down by the river. You want to join us? Very cool. Everybody's very social out here. They go out of their way to help drag me out of the shell that I'm in. Wouldn't say anybody's actually my friend, because that's a big word in my world, but they're all really nice people. Dig hanging around with them. According to one dude, most people have dropped out, so like these little groups will get tighter and tighter as we start doing longer and longer stretches, and you form something they call a tramily. It's a trail family. Not necessarily looking for those. So far I haven't had a real group that I could run with, because nobody's quite my speed. I'm faster than some and slower than others. But I wouldn't mind finding somebody that walks, a couple people that walk around my speed, so there's always somebody at the next camp that I know. Makes it a little less awkward for me. But I'm just gonna... I heard you. Squirrels. Definitely squirrels. I'm just gonna keep on walking. We'll see what happens. Oh, technically it's day 16, by the way, I counted, so it was a day off, but I don't know how the hell I'm going to keep track. 16 in, I think I've already lost track twice. What's it going to be like when it's 137? I'm not going to be able to keep track of that shit. Guess that's why we have phones, to remember all that stuff for us. This is the water cooler of the woods. This is where I'm getting my drinks from today. Where are you getting yours? I bought a bottle of Propel the other day just because I needed a new bottle and I could actually taste the chlorine in it. I have officially become a water snob. I even filtered my water last night from the hotel to make it taste a little bit better. And it didn't really work. It still tasted like shit. Today was the ideal hiking day in pretty much all respects. Weather's awesome. Trail was nice and hard. Woke up early, did a little bit of moonlight hiking because I found I have an affinity for that. And full moon only lasts so many days. It's really nice. It illuminates my whole way. Sometimes you see stuff in the darkness. I thought I saw Slender Man, which I found interesting because I don't find Slender Man scary at all, so why would I see him? But, it was just dead wood and the moonlight playing off it. While the inner Wednesday Addams in me totally enjoys that kind of stuff, like my mind still goes to kind of dark places. I have a lot of stupid stuff going through my head. Not even real stuff, kind of embellish it. I don't know, my mind is doing weird things out here. And I'm not saying I'm going crazy or anything. I've always been a little off kilter, but yeah, I'm going a little crazy. But sun came up, the entire mood changed after a nice big cup of coffee. Ran into the girl who had bought me coffee yesterday. She was still getting out of her tent with a dude named Flatline. I think that was his name. That was kind of a cool name. I don't have a trail name yet. I haven't really hung out with one group long enough to kind of get one. People have tried to throw stuff on me and I just shoot it down because it's stupid. I ain't walking around with a stupid name. Not really into the nickname thing anymore. In high school, I was totally into it. But nowadays, Yeah. But if one happens, I will not fight it if it was acceptable, you know. But so far, everything's been just really stupid. Really, really stupid. Got to the top of this nice big old mountain. Really steep climb. I'll show you a picture of it on the map later, because it was decently impressive all the way uphill out of that place. And at the top there is these nice section hikers who gave us apples and cheese wheels, which is pretty much gold here. Fresh fruit and cheese, awesome. Only a few more miles to go to where I'm stopping for the night. I have no idea how many miles I've walked. I didn't bother calculating that up on the map, but I'll eventually get around to looking at it again. I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15. Nothing real hardcore, but I'm not trying to hurt myself. I still got the Smokies ahead of me. And for some reason, just the name alone incites terror inside of me. But I'm in positive mood now, so I'm willing to bet I can kick the Smokies' ass. I mean, it's just a mountain. Not even gonna fight back. I got this shit. In a gap right now between mountains, and somebody had put up a cross on there. But what I like the most is that there are bloody nails on it. Spare no expense. Headed up this bad boy, going to the shelter, or around the shelter at least. But I have to pass through something called Jacob's Ladder. Nobody really knows what it is, but since it's named, you know, it's got to be kind of tough at least. I heard some severely steep stuff, but that's kind of what I've been doing all day, so how more steep could it really get? Just hoping it's not stairs, because I already see a lot of stairs. Stairs are a bitch uphill, and downhill for that matter. I know you can't tell perspective in videos, but that shit was really steep. That was half of Jacob's Ladder. Evidently, here's the other half. And if you look in there, there's a tiny little person right there where my finger's making it off focus. That's how uphill it is. And these dudes are climbing it with me. Lucky you. So it turns out I excel at the uphills. The two dudes I was climbing with back there, I've been running with them, well, in and out of their circle for like 4 days now. It's Redbeard and Grizzly. But they had like a quarter-mile head start on me because they just walked faster. And then we hit the Jacob's Ladder, which was just some severe uphill switchback. Well, mild switchbacks. And I straight caught up to them before they hit the halfway point. And then on the second part, I let them go and let them get some space and probably let them get, you know, past third way or so. And then just muscled past them. These short legs are coming in handy. Uphill's my game. This is the map I'm following. I started somewhere over here 2 miles off the page and then went up a good 2,000 feet. That's where I had a free apple and some cheese. Me and Roy got some from some section hikers. Cruised down another 2,000 feet. That was the Jacob's Ladder, decently steep, and I'm at Brown Fork Gap Shelter right now. Tomorrow I'm going to do the rest of that, no problem, and get down to the damn visitor center. That's the goal. And then after that begins the Great Smoky Mountains, and they get much higher than this. I hear it's the highest point on the AT, 6,000 something feet. Nothing on this page reaches the 5,000 mark, but the rules all change once I go through there. I had to get a permit and sign a contract saying that I'll follow all the rules. Of course I'll follow the rules. Who are you talking to? That is my next day, so yeah, I have to learn how to, well, not have to learn how to, but have to start using a map. Does make it a little bit easier, at least have an idea where I'm going, what's ahead. I'm not using it to find water yet, because water is so prevalent. You know, you can see all these water all over the place. So right now there's no need to map that out. I'll figure that out as I go. But in the future, I'm going to need to know where those are. But damn, look what I did today. Boom! I did that. I was there at 10 o'clock a.m. Oh, long day. I did 15 miles today. Not bad.